Welcome to the Flashcast series by Full Spectrum Education.
Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. This week, Lachie's going to be taking us through 8 areas of life that all men must master. Take it away, Lachie.
Cool, gents, and welcome back. So today we're going to be discussing, or I'm going to be sharing with you guys 8 areas that all men must master. First, before I sort of dive into this, I'll share why I believe, this is important. Having my own experiences and obviously excelled in the sporting area, I neglected a lot of other aspects of my life, which while I thought, being successful in sport would give me everything else, I found out when I got there that it necessarily didn't. So I started reflecting on what was missing from my life, and this is how I sort of came up with these 8 areas. And a lot of other people have their various sort of areas they think we should focus on, and I definitely agree with that. There's more to us as individuals than meets the eye than a lot of us know. So for a lot of us, and especially as men, we want to be that protector, we want to be the provider. So working on our career and looking for those promotions and money seems to be our priority, and we tend to get so focused on that we neglect ourselves in the process. We stop doing things that make us excited. We stop looking after our physical health. We don't have enough energy when we get home to spend quality time with our partners or our kids, right? We're not necessarily growing in any other area of our lives, and I've seen it time and time again. We can end up feeling resentful, right, frustrated, and stuck. So, having worked with people across multiple disciplines and from all walks of life, a lot of men are now open to understanding, and people in general are open to understanding why they must start mastering these other areas of their life. So the first area that comes to mind is your mental and emotional health. Okay, so a good question to ask yourself is, what have you done today, or what have you done in the past 7 days to look after your own mental and emotional health or well-being? Because like physical health, mental health, there are things, practices, routines that you can implement that are going to make you feel better, right? They're going to give you a stronger chance of feeling healthier, right? Feeling happier. Okay, I'm not going to say you're going to be bulletproof. No one, even with health, injuries happen. With physical health, injuries happen. Burnout can happen. So there is always going to be that. I'm not going to say you're ever going to be perfect, but there are definitely things that you can put in play to work on your mental and emotional health. So think about, what kind of mindset do you need to have to support your goals, and how you want to feel on a day-to-day basis. How well do you listen to your mind? A real life example would be yesterday for me. I've been feeling crook the last couple of days, so yesterday I took off pretty much the whole day, and it didn't necessarily want to do it, but I know that if I wanted to show up to record this podcast in a valuable way, or be able to just get on with the rest of the week, it was important that I took some time for myself to get myself feeling better. The second point, physical health. So in what shape does your fitness, or how mobile do you need to be? How healthy do you need to feel in order to support the lifestyle that you want, or to support the goals that you have? Right? It comes down to, if you don't feel like you can get through that base level of fitness with what you have to do on a day-to-day basis. That could be running around after kids. That could be, you may be a sports coach. You may be a teacher. Right? You may be a lawyer, or a chippy, or anything like that. And so you need to be working out what that base level of fitness that you needed as an individual, not what everyone else is telling you need to be able to support your day-to-day life. So one thing that I see that disempowers a lot of people is they watch what a lot of people are doing on social media, maybe particularly Instagram, and they feel they need to be doing all of those exercises, all those crazy workouts in order to get the abs, or look a certain way. But in reality, the goals that you have in your life don't need the abs, don't need to be able to lift X amount over your head, right? So it's really about getting clear on what physical health looks like for you, and it needs to, where it needs to be at, to support the goals and the lifestyle that you want to live. Thirdly, partner and love. What values do you want in your relationship? Okay, and what values do you want your partner to have? Okay, and what kind of relationship would you like to have? We see this all the time, right? Divorce is at an all-time high. And there's obviously a number of reasons for that, but if I were to bring it back down to understanding what you want your partner to have, people get frustrated and resentful because of the way their partner is. And the reality is that you can't change anyone. But if you're aware before you get into a relationship around what you value and what values you would like, a potential partner to have, you can be aware of that before you actually commit into anything long term, because generally you'll spend a lot of time around that partner. So if they've got values that you don't really agree with, and it gets to the point where it really frustrates you, you can probably tell long term it's not going to work. So make sure you have an idea of what you want from your relationship and what the relationship's there to add into your life. Fourth, family and friends. So what kind of relationships or friendships do you need to support your best self? So it's really important. My environment 10 years ago was completely, my community essentially was so radically different to what it is now. And it's not that it was bad, but it just wasn't supporting or encouraging me to get what I wanted out of my life, or to be the man that I wanted to be. So over time, I started thinking about what kind of people I wanted to hang around to allow me to and encourage me to grow into the man that I wanted to be. And sometimes you have to make those tough decisions, and whether it's to cut people out of your life, or you may distance and spend less time with certain people. But I think understanding that is okay if you understand where you want to get to and why it's important for you to spend time with certain people. Next, growth and spirituality. Right, so what purpose are you giving yourself? There's that old saying, if you're not growing, you're dying, right? Or you don't have direction, or you don't feel like you have purpose. So we need to create that for ourselves. We don't have to be Elon Musk and create that global purpose. It could literally be as simple as consistently going to the gym, right? Parents gain purpose when they have kids, right? For a lot of them, it's like, my purpose is to raise a happy, healthy child and give them all the opportunity in the world. That becomes their purpose. So, there's other things you can set for yourself in life, and that would go back to, in my opinion, what you value and what area you'd like to grow in. And even just hearing these 8 areas, there's probably an idea of where you currently are in those certain areas. So let's say your physical health, you probably know where you're at with that. And then there's a desired state of where you would like to get to with your physical health. So that alone, you're going to see an area for progress. You're going to give yourself some purpose or some direction in how to grow and get there. Okay. Next one is career or mission. So what do you look to achieve from your working life, and what purpose does it serve for you? Right? And I don't believe that everyone's going to be lucky enough to have a career that really excites them, but we're being told we should. In my opinion, it's about understanding what you go to work for, right? And then you can build your life around finding that fulfillment. If you are fortunate enough to get to do what you love on a daily basis, that's awesome. But if you're not quite happy, there's a few things you can do. One, you can change where you're at and start going towards that. Or, I know I was having a conversation with a client yesterday. They earn really good money and it's allowed them to have a good lifestyle, but they don't find the work as fulfilling. So my question to them was, are you prepared to give that up and go after what you want from a career perspective or a job satisfaction perspective? Or are you happy to stay where you are so you can live the quality of life that you want? And no one can answer that question for you but you. Next one, finances. So what's your number? What's the bare minimum you need to survive? And when I mean to survive, I mean eat, have shelter, and clothe yourself. And obviously health. What's that number? Because a lot of us stress about money, and we're stressing for really no reason at all when we know that our basic needs are being covered. And then I would say, what's your dream number? What's going to allow you to live that wildest life? And then from that in itself, once again, like I said earlier, there's going to be your desired, so your current state and your desired state. And that gives you areas to grow and learn in and around finances and money and all that sort of stuff. And you can seek the right support and advice to help yourself grow in that area. Finally, lifestyle. So how would you like your days to look? And what aligns with your values? Are you building your life around work or vice versa? Do you realize you have more control over how you spend your time? A lot of people say, I don't have time for certain things. In reality, we all have the same time. It's just priorities and the discipline to say no. So start thinking about what kind of lifestyle you want to live. Are you going to have more fulfillment in your life earning $1 million a year as opposed to earning $200,000 a year or $100,000 a year? Is that going to put more stress and take time away from your family, take time away from doing the other things that you love? So there's a few areas to think about there, and I believe 8 areas that all men must master to really find that fulfillment. And obviously, as you go through ebbs and flows of life, certain parts of those areas are going to be more of a priority than others, and that's completely okay. But as long as you don't sort of leave any behind, you will find that satisfaction and that balance that you're looking for. So thank you guys once again for tuning in, and next week we'll be talking about dealing with stress and overwhelm.
Thanks for listening to today's Flashcast. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to email into us at info@fsedu.com.au, and be sure to tune into our social channels so you don't miss the next episode. Thanks, see you next time.